you guys just want to hear that.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. This next speaker can't say enough great things about the cat. Defines the term class act. Practices in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Graduated from Sherman College of Chiropractic in 1990. 1990, you sure?
Yeah,
Okay.
double check.
All right, yes. In 1998. Non-therapeutic straight chiropractor. If you ever heard The Rock talk about where he grew up, he mentions people who inspired him. And I know one of the people that he's talking about was Stamatis. Stamatis, Salmatulidis. We've known each other close to 20 years now. Mentor, friend, proud to be with him in this field. Just like with Dr. Ron, before Stamatis, you're going to hear some great material. It's going to help get your practice to the next level. This particular segment is not going to be CE. What it is going to be is inspirational, practice building, and a massive benefit to your success as a chiropractor. Stamatis.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so where to begin? Okay, well, there's always a talk of practices in chiropractic. You know, what type of practice do you want? There's the argument of insurance-based, cash-based. Do you want a therapeutic, non-therapeutic? Do you want to be seeing individuals? Do you want to be seeing families? Crisis care or lifetime care? And everybody has to make that choice. Hopefully they make it knowing what they're getting into and not kind of just stumble and, oh, this is the type of practice I have. You know, graduating school, went through chiropractic school. Didn't really know that there was a variation in the different types of practices. Didn't know you could take touch. Didn't know you could have what is a straight non-therapeutic practice. I didn't go to a school that taught any of that. It kind of happened after the fact for me. And then when I heard this type of practice being put together or this type of practice existing, light bulb went off. I'm like, I want that. Well, but I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do any of the things that you needed to do. Some things about my practice. And I did these stats both last year and this last month. This is, last year, one of the presenters here said that this was the slide of the day. So David did, yeah. So I did last year's stats and this year's stats. 80% of the people coming into my practice start with no symptoms. They come in because they think someone has told them about subluxations or chiropractic or me, and they just want to get started. It makes life a lot easier. I've had on average people coming in weekly for 6 years. I've had some people who have been coming weekly for close to 17, 18 years. The only time they miss a week is when I'm gone or they're gone on vacation, but they've been coming consistently. 40% of my practice are children under the age of 18. Last year it was a little less, and I was kind of disappointed by 36%, so I worked to get it up a little bit. I've not spent any, almost between 95, 96% of the people coming in have been referred by other people. I don't do any external advertising at all in my practice, other than I have a website that I pay $10 a month for. So everything I have done to build my practice, the vast majority of the things I have done to build my practice have been from the inside among my existing practice members and just educating them and teaching them to promote chiropractic. So to get the practice, we've heard it said before, philosophy is the foundation. Without the philosophy, you're just kind of, the gerbil spinning the wheel. You have to have a foundation that gets you excited, that protects you so that you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing, that keeps you humble, and gives your practice and life meaning. And people need to see the value and importance in your care. I base, if you guys don't own Joe Strauss's Blue Books, I highly recommend getting them. And in practice building for straight chiropractors, there's 7 controlling convictions that kind of help guide the way I practice. first and foremost is that chiropractic is not a branch or a part of medicine. I think the issue that most chiropractors have is that they don't have a clear definition for medicine, and then therefore kind of weave in and out of that if they're practicing in the therapeutic model. The diagnosis, treatment, cure, prevention of disease is medicine. So if you're doing any of that, you're kind of in their territory. Chiropractic needs to be defined by its objective, and that is correcting subluxations to enable the life and the body to be expressed better, to enable the forces generated by the innate intelligence to be expressed better. That is how I define what chiropractic is. The innate intelligence is superior to any educated intelligence we may have. Subluxations occur on a frequent basis. You can never reach your potential in health or any other area in life when you have subluxations. Every human being is better off with a good nerve supply, and certain issues are debatable and others are not. So these 7 convictions kind of guide what I do and what I also don't do in practice. The quote by Dick Gregory at the bottom is the type of attitude you kind of want to develop for your patients. You want them obsessed with getting their spine checked. You want them to want to be a part of making chiropractic a weekly habit for them. And to do that, you have to kind of help them focus on why it is that you do what you do. And hopefully people have heard of Simon Sinek, and you have read his book, Start With Why. If not, I highly recommend that. He basically talks about, he also does a TED Talk for those who don't want to read and just want to watch the video. He discusses Apple, he discusses the Wright brothers, he gives multiple examples in his books and his talks about people who succeeded because their why was so important. Their why is what gave them the extra motivation or the energy to do what needed to be done, or got other people involved in wanting to be a part of whatever product or service they were doing. And most people, unfortunately, go backwards. They start with what they do, how they do it, and then why. But if you start with why, if you kind of work from the inside circle on out, I've seen just by explaining certain things to people that way, they kind of appreciate and kind of can see the bigger picture of things. The rising tide raises